Hey guys, it's Kriptayto here, and today we are back with some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So last episode we saw the horrors that unfolded, and yeah, Sakura is dead. So we're gonna start the investigation right now. There's so much to figure out. So let's just start on this side first. Hopefully. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how did they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah. Maybe I have.
In other words...
So, this is the monokuma version of that. A monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay, well that's somehow important. Ooh. What happened here? Huh? The locker is open and they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion they popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Yeah, how would anyone not notice that? Like, hey, I'm coming out of the locker. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back, before you opened the door we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So, there was no way someone could have hidden in here until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then it maybe was a sneak attack on Sakura. What does this handprint mean? Locker handprint has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well that's interesting. What's this down here? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura is sitting on. The glass is all red and the monokuma. These are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. Monokuma. It's a monokuma figure. Kinda cute. I want one of those. Figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf could have fallen. The monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the monokuma bottle was a weapon. Makes sense actually, yeah. Ooh, it's kinda crazy. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help calm her down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like him. Actually, as soon as we can get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Ooh, you know. I made sure no one else could get their hands on him. You really like them that much. But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now, They've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I mean, she probably ate it. Which is good, right, Hina? Before she died, she got her candy. Let's look at Sakura. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? The candy? The candy. Poison? No, I don't think I call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Hina, don't tell me you poisoned the candy. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Okay, and what is the blood over here? There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why isn't it a trail? Why is it just that? Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf blood stain has been added to the Chofula section of your handbook. We already know we did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They could have stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Yeah, Hina, believe in the process. We'll figure it out. Let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. Really? What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file, she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Aoi's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. But the fact that she asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard of the three of them directly. Yeah, Hina, I don't fully trust you. You might be lying.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wondered, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Yeah, sneak attack. Or they weakened her somehow. Before. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So, you found out. Interesting. So it is true. Then, it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her, is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Oh, okay. Thanks. Byakuya's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. To be honest, I don't think Byakuya did it for some reason. What is that? The chair. Oh, the chair that blocked the door. The chair was shoved up against a doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay. Protozyme X from the chem lab. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is? What is? You see what's scattered around the can? Glass? Wait. Glass. From the window that we broke, right? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter? Yeah, so the glass was broken before the protein was put on it.
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of that. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. So did someone plant it there after they broke in? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door, so no string. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. But the thing is, how did they get out? The rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Listen.
Whoa, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the other two people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, well, let's go. Hi everyone. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Okay, well, Hiro and Toko, huh? Let's go. Yeah, but I'm starting to believe more that maybe this might have been a suicide. And somehow Sakura planted all that evidence? But why would she do that? I pressed the doorbell. Wait, do you think Monokuma killed the hostage and she found out? Do you think Monokuma would do that? I don't know. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Yes, Toko?
Who's there?
It's me. Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, okay.
I was in such a good mood, too.
Are you ever in a good mood? She didn't look like she was in a good mood. Yeah.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something? Yeah. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. That's a lie. Ryaki already told me that she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? Ah, I just said too, didn't I? Caught you red-handed, Toko. I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit it, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Who knows? She lied about the first thing we asked her, so... Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Lots of accounts this investigation has. This investigation has a lot of accounts. Okay, but who's lying? Where are you? Hero! I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
What? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Yeah, maybe. Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toba to come too. Oh, she told you too? What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. Wait, but she left a note? She left a note, right? But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, no, she gave it to me in person and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. You met with her. So then you went and met with Sakura. No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since. Well, I'm here. Could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro is feeling around in his pocket. Sorry, it looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pocket. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Ooh. Candy wrapper. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, it's just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Wait, but didn't Hina take all the candy? And did she only give Sakura one? Because there's a wrapper at the crime scene, but how does Hiro have one? Unless he took it from... Hina. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. Ooh, chem lab. So where should we start? Chem lab, let's go. Chem lab. Oh, what you doing here? Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. Make sure you don't get in my way. I think I understand what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Wow, sometimes he gets on my nerve. Oh, what happened here? This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Whoa, it looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Footsteps though. Wait, there's footsteps in but no footsteps out? That's a little suspicious. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There's all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelf unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Did someone have put it here on accident? They mix it up? For what reason? So on this shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must have truly been bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now, I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Wait, the bottle labeled C, do you think the labels could have been switched? Is that possible? On this shelf is... Yeah, it looks like they could be switched, right? One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. Those look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle of labels from Section C. Wait. What was a bottle from poison from Section C doing in Section A? Was a bottle in a room a poison? They switched the labels. So that must have been her protein. Do you think this could have been her protein? So the bottle in the room could possibly be a poison. There's definitely something going on there. The bottles don't look the same, so... Chem lab shelf has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's check this bottom section. What's going on here? That is... some hazardous stuff. It's C. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then the powder must have been spilled.
So in other words,
That's right, it could have only been around the time of the incident. If that really is what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Oh, okay, so around the time that Sakura died? Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. And what's this in the middle? There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. Well, you're too late for that, someone already did. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Well, let's go. Chop chop. Why don't you do it? Okay. So I got to work, and before long I drawn up a sketch of the room. Ooh, nice sketch. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me? You think you could do better? So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left those footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto,
possible.
are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for me. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I mean, why are you accusing me? You can look at everyone else's foot. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? What's that supposed to mean? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Let's check your feet, Byakuya. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. So someone left those footprints right around the time that Sakura died too. Footprints in the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Let's go. Well, this is getting kinda confusing. Because there's a locked room, there's this chemical spill. Rec room.
Hey,
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? Going pretty okay. I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro told me.
I see.
I see, so along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Hiro. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the monokuma bottles. Ooh, what is it? These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look over them one more time. Okay, magazine, bottle, and Sakura? Kyoko said that the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. It's upside down. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Someone must have used it, or taken it out. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Oh! This is... In one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be... a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However...
But, just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That's his Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's a killer, right? No, I don't think so. Actually. One sure way we can find out is if Sakura's finger is bloody. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled, she's a killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it just makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Or maybe someone could have been framing her too. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't gonna help you figure out anything. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. I mean, it's either this or you all die, so... It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there's still sometimes... Can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you? What's her background?
So...
She must be a detective, a forensic scientist, something. I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Oh, that's a chemical from the room. Her shoes? She was there, she spilled it.
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey.
Next is a wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows? Wait, then the bottle. If she got hit once with the bottle would have broken. How did she get hit twice? What other weapon did they use?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's
So
true.
she couldn't have written on the magazine. So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. So that means for sure Toko can't be the killer. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura is sitting on. The glass is all red and there are the top and bottom sections of the bottle, right? This must have originally been the bottle. And on top of that, near the glass, is a monokuma figure that fits in the palm of my hand. Huh, didn't she say... Does she mean these monokuma bottles? Oh yes, okay. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the monokuma bottles. Something new. Oh, it was moved. Because if one was taken out, that must mean there must have been a space, but the third bottle to the left was moved to the center. Right?
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation, or is that not it? Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Oh, so we're not gonna learn. We're not gonna figure it out. Okay, well, Monokuma bottle has been updated in the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Hey,
Actually, the one other thing about the Monokuma bottle that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure that's okay to mess with a crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byaku is not here yet, so...
So then,
Ooh, even she thinks he's obnoxious. She said it herself, guys. Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glasses. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but... what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. Do they fit perfectly? And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're gonna use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The broken to the intact? The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? Wait, just the glass? Is she trying to find out the weight of the Monokuma? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced. Yep.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be they would be the same. Either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. Are they going to be heavier? I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Wait, huh? Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How's that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. Is it not the... Is it a different bottle? What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Wait, no. She's not telling me anything. She knows, but she's not telling me anything. Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Oh? Is it time already?
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Wow, thanks.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
I mean, I guess so.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Ready time? But the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen, or else we die. Whoa, so it's... This is kind of confusing. You would think that, oh, there's less people. It's gonna be easier, right? But no. It's still so confusing, and I'm still so confused. So I have a feeling that Hiro did come up to meet Sakura, but I feel like Sakura somehow killed herself. Because the locked room, how could someone barricade the door? It had to have only been locked from the inside. But at the same time, there was no place to hide, and there's no alternative exit. So the only possibility was that Sakura was in the room herself. She barricaded the door and she killed herself. I bet Hiro attacked her, and then he's the one that wrote Toko in the magazine using the blood on the ground. We're gonna figure this all out in the class trial and things will finally make sense. But before we do that, I'm gonna end it off for today's episode. So thank you so much guys for watching, and if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay notified. And yeah, so thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.